Now we have a final demo for our end examination. So the section 3 is data visualization with Power BI. Before attempting the quiz, we have given a data set for Power BI. So once we click in this link, then we will direct into a Drive folder where there are two data sets. One is an Excel file and another one is a CSV file. We have to download both these table from clicking here and just click download. So I've already downloaded those files, and after downloading the files, we can attempt the quiz. Now I click re-attempt quiz. So I've already opened my Power BI also. First question, the following figure illustrates the sample records for product query in the Power Query editor. You are required to match the most appropriate data type for each field. So now for this each field, we have to give relevant data type. So for product code, since it is consists of both letters and numbers, we have to give the text data type. The current stock is in a number format, so we give whole number. Cost per unit, it is a currency, so we give fixed decimal number. For date, it is date. Okay, then second question. The Excel workbook named Final Demo Data 1, which is located in a separate folder at LMS, consists of two sheets, namely sales and products. The sales sheet consists of sales information and the product sheet consists of product information. You are required to load the data set into the Power BI query editor and perform the following task. Okay, now I'll go into the Power BI and now I have to load the Excel file. So from Get Data, I click Excel Workbook and then I select the Excel file and open it. Now I have to select both these tables and then transform data. Now we will direct into the Power Query editor. Now let's go to the caption. In the products table, make the first row as the header. So we select products table from here. Now we have to add this first row as the header. So by clicking here, we can select the whole row and then we click on the use first row as headers. Okay, now it's done. Then in the sales table, change the revenue data type to fixed decimal. Now we go to the sales table. Here the data type should be fixed decimal number. Okay. Then load both tables to the Power BI desktop. So once the modifications are done, we load the data set to Power BI from close and apply. So now the data set is getting loaded. Okay, now the data is loaded. They say add a card to display the sum of revenue. Okay, we can add card in the dashboard. So to add a card from visualizations, we select card option and we have to add a card for revenue. Therefore, from the sales table, we have to select revenue. Okay, now our card for sum of revenue is done. And then add a slicer to display the category. In order to add a slicer, from visualizations we select slicer and then we have to give the relevant data, that is category. Okay, now the slicer has been created. Now they say save the Power BI file in Z drive using Q2 as the file name. Okay, in order to save this file, we have to go to File and then Save As, and then we have to give the name Q2. In the lab, you have to select the Z drive. Now we give Save. Okay. They ask what is the sum of sales value in the youth category. So what is the sum of sales? That means sum of revenue in youth category. If we click here in youth category, now the card will appear the sum of revenue of youth category. Now we have to type this answer 1.1.93. That's only. We have to only apply the value. Now next page. Okay, third question. Final demo data.csv Excel file, which is located in a separate folder LMS, contains sales related data, including product ID, date, market, units, cost, and revenue. Okay, now we have to download load the other data set. So we have to get a new window of Power BI. Now we go to File and click New. Okay, now a new window of Power BI is open. So first let's load the data from get data. Since it is a CSV file, we give text/CSV, and now this is our CSV file. Now we click open. Okay, so now we give transform data. Now again, we are in the Power Query editor and we need to apply the relevant modification. So if we see the cost column, the data type is in decimal number, we have to give fixed decimal. Same goes with revenue, we have to give fixed decimal number. Okay, that are the relevant modifications. Now we click on close and apply. Okay, while the data set is getting loaded, let's see the question. The company offers a 2% bonus on revenue. You are required to calculate the bonus by adding a new column to the table. Create the relevant DAX function and commit it. DAX function name is bonus. Okay, now we give a bonus on revenue, that is 2%. So we have to add a new column to this table. Let's wait while the data is loaded. Okay, now our data set is loaded. So now we are in the report view. If we go to the table view, we can see our final demo data to table. Now we have to add the column. That means after the revenue column, we have to add a separate, another column as bonus. So in order to add a column, we first select our table. Remember, before any calculation, we have to select the relevant table. Even if we are adding a measure or new table, first we have to select the table. And then from here also we can give new column. Otherwise, you can go to modeling and from calculations, you can give new column. Now we have to, first we have to give the column name. They say the column name is bonus. Now we type bonus, type the exact letters as they say, don't mix up with capitals and symbols. And the bonus is 2% on revenue. So that means revenue multiplies by 2%, right? So uh, from here, revenue multiplies by 0.02. And now we press enter to commit our function. This is the function to create a new column. Now from table view, we can see that there's a new column called bonus. Now they ask is that the they ask the DAX function. So in order to get the DAX function, we just click on the column that we created and we put cursor here and then we press Ctrl A to select whole expression and then we press Ctrl C to copy and from pressing Ctrl V we paste it here. Okay, the next question. The same sentence is repeating again and again. So I'm not reading that. The company expects a fluctuation in demand next year in the range of -10% to 10%. You are required to add a parameter ranging between -10% and 10% with 5% interval. The parameter name is changed. So now we have to add a parameter. Now I'm not going to give you the exact definition of what parameter, what is a parameter, what are the exact use of this. I just simply say how to create a parameter. Okay. Uh, in order to create a parameter, we have to go modeling, and from here you can see parameters, and by clicking here, we have to select numeric range. Remember that numeric range. And then we have to give the name for our parameter. The name is change. Okay, now our data type will be decimal number. Now there are two things called minimum and maximum. That minimum and maximum is this range, the range of -10% to 10%. So we have to give those ranges. Now first minimum one is -0.1. Now the maximum range is 0.1. And now we have to give the value for increment. Increment is our interval. Interval is up 5%. So we give 0.05. Now this is how we create a parameter. Here we have to give the range and here we have to give the increment. The data type is decimal number always and we have to give the relevant name. Now we create the parameter. Okay, now our parameter is created in the dashboard as a slicer. Now they say that what is the relevant DAX function? Okay, the DAX function for this parameter. So you can see that in the data pane, our parameter is separately created as change. Once we click in this, our DAX function will appear. So we have to simply copy and paste it here. Okay, now they ask you are required to calculate the sum of bonus using a measure. Create the relevant DAX function and the name is sum of bonus. Now we have to create a measure. How we create a measure? We select table. Measure is like we are doing calculations using these different tables of our data set. So in order to create a measure, we select the table and from here we give new measure. You can do it also from modeling also. Okay, now our measure name is sum bonus. some bonus, and okay, we have to calculate the sum of the bonus. So we use the function of sum here, sum. So look here, once we type the relevant function, uh, the procedure is shown up here. So once we press sum, we have to only give the column name. Now we are only getting the calculating the sum of bonus. So the relevant column is bonus. So we click on bonus and that's it. That's our measure for calculating uh, the total of bonus. So now we press enter to commit it. Now our measure is called. Now we will copy it and paste here. Okay, now sixth question. You are required to calculate the sum of revenue after the bonus using a measure. Uh, and the function name is net revenue. Sum of revenue after the bonus. So we have to create a new measure. And what is the name? Net revenue. So revenue after bonus means revenue is bonus is subtracted from revenue. That means revenue minus bonus. That is the net revenue. Okay, then we have function is some X functions. Since different tables are different fields are adding here, we have to put revenue column and then bonus column. That's why we are using some X function, not sum function. So after typing some X function, first we have to give the table. Our table is final demo data 2, then comma, then the expression. So the revenue minus bonus is our expression. Now we close the brackets. That's all. Now we press enter. Okay. Now we copied it and paste it here. Okay, now seventh section. You already created a parameter for demand change using the final demo data 2. You need to use that parameter to answer the following. Create a measure to calculate new revenue. New revenue is the revenue after applying the demand change. The name of the function is new revenue, and you need to follow this syntax. New revenue equals revenue multiplies by 1 plus change. Okay, now this is not difficult actually. Now we have to create a measure to calculate new revenue. New revenue means that the revenue after applying demand change. Now in Power BI, you can see that we created a parameter here. So once we move along in this line, we can see that the values are changing. This minus 10% means the demand is decreasing by 10%. Minus 0.05 means the demand is decreasing by 5%. And then this means demand is increasing by 5%. And at the end of the line, we can see that demand is increasing by 10%. So we have to add this change to the revenue. That means revenue multiplied by this value 1 plus. So let's get I'll give you example. Just imagine now the demand is okay. Now revenue equals price. Revenue equals price multiplies by quantity. Okay, that demand change means the quantity is increasing and decreasing. Okay, the quantity is the main character here. So the quantity is increasing or decreasing. Uh, And then we have to add then we have to add create this new revenue by adjusting this change in the quantity. So in order to do that, let's see, the quantity has been increased by 10%. Then the new function will be new revenue equals revenue minus 1 plus 0.1, right? That means the total is 1.1. That means the revenue is multiplied by 110%. This is simple maths. This is the best I can say about this function. I hope you get it. Now we have to create this measure. This is actually simple. Even if you don't understand, they have given the syntax here. Only we have to follow this format. Okay, new revenue multiplies revenue. We have the revenue column, and then 1 plus change means the parameter that we have created. Okay, let's go to the Power BI. We have to add a new measure. We select the table and we click on new measure. Okay, and then I'll type new revenue. New revenue. Now the function is sumX function. We have to give that, and then we have to give the table, that is final demo data to comma. Now we have to build up the expression like this. Revenue multiplies by 1 plus change. So now we have to give revenue that will be multiplied by, within brackets, 1 plus change mean this parameter that we have created. Under this parameter, there's a separate measure. Okay, first see, there's a separate measure change value. We have to give that value. That means change value. Okay, here. Now we have to close brackets and again close brackets. And then this is our function. So we commit it. Okay, that's okay. Now the measure has been created as new revenue. Now we select it and copy it and paste it here. Okay, before doing that, there are two more questions, right? Second one, change the parameter style to tiles. So this is our parameter. Now we have to change this style. This I think this style is vertical. This no, not vertically. So we have to change the style. Okay. In order to change the style in visualizations, we can see format your visual. In format your visual, there is slicer settings, and the style is in single value. We have to give the tile style, and now it has been created as tiles. Add a card to display the new revenue. Okay, now we have to add a card. From visualizations, we select card and then we give revenue. So this is the card for our we have to give the card for new revenue. Okay, new revenue. Here we select new revenue. Now this is the card for new revenue. Okay. And then, okay, now they say what is the relevant DAX function. We already pasted it. I hope you guys understood it. Now, next section. Okay. You are required to create the donut chart, show the sum of units per year using this file. Okay, we have to put a donut chart. So from visualizations, I select donut chart. We have to give sum of units by year. So I click units, and in order to select year, I click here, and from date hierarchy, I give year. Now we have sum of units by year. Now they ask what is the sum of units percentage in 2021? Okay. Here I click on 2021. Now it has been highlighted. The percentage is 13.54. 13.54. Okay, once we click it, again we have to click it and exit from here. Otherwise, if we add cards after this, the cards will appear like 2021. The totals for 2021. So we have to exit from the relevant to visualization tool. Okay, now eight question is done. Now you are required to add a slicer for markets. Change the slice style. Okay, we have to add a slicer. From here we add slicer for market, and we have to give the style as type. Okay. Now select Asia from slicer, and what is the sum of revenue of Asia? Now to visualize the sum of revenue, we have to give a card for sum of revenue. So here we get sum of revenue, and we have to select Asia. Now it is 38.28. 38.28. Now the eighth question. Time is running. 10th question. Add a new page and create a matrix to show revenue and new revenue by market. Okay. We click here. We can add a new page. And we have to add a matrix. We select matrix. And what we have to do, we have to get revenue and new revenue by market. We have to select the relevant data for that. And then they say what is the sum of Asia. We have to only give the value. So this is Asia and this is sum of revenue. So this is the sum of revenue of Asia. By clicking here, and after right click, you can see copy, and then we copy value, and then we paste it here. Okay, and then use the created matrix and answer the following. Now we have to apply conditional formatting, adding icons to the revenue column. Yellow color flag for the range for 0 to 38 million. Green color flag for 38 million to 50 million. Okay. Now to add a apply condition formatting, we have to come in visualization pane. We have to right click on this revenue tab, and then we have to go here condition formatting, and then select icons. Now the conditional formatting will apply. The field should be sum of revenue. Now we have to give these value ranges. It's like adding a rule. We have to give this as number. We can just simply copy it. Okay. Here we paste it, and number is 38 million, and here we have to put 50 million. Okay, the icons will be 0 to 38 million, that is a yellow color flag. 38 million to 50 million, that is a green color flag. This is unnecessary, so we close it. We have to give all these as numbers. So this is conditional formatting, and then we press OK. Now we can see that relevant flags has been added to the relevant field rows. Now we have what are the green color flags. So America and Asia have green color flags. America, Asia. That's all. I hope there's nothing mistake. There's a 1 minute or also. I think we now I hope you guys got the conditional formatting part. And then let's finish the attempt. Submit all and finish. Okay, we have 23. I'll show you what is the mistake. All these things are correct. The only mistake here is this. They say the answer is 3.16. Actually, the right answer is this. The same things was happened in the third demo quiz also. This is the error of the answer itself. It's not the error of ours. So the actual answer is 38.28. I think in the end examination, those things won't happen. So that's all in this Power BI demo quiz. I hope you guys got some kind of understanding. I tried my best. I can't deliver you the all these things in this 30 minutes quiz, but I hope you got some kind of understanding how to do it. And all that. Just practice and practice more. You can gain full marks for Power BI. Actually, this is somewhat very easy rather than habit minor in my perspective. Try to for full marks in Power BI and get familiar with the application and practice the demo quiz. I think yeah, that's all for this final demo quiz session. Uh, Thank you. Uh, if there is any if you need any clarification or anything, please contact me. I'll try my best to communicate with you. Thank you.